Hello again. I'm with Wendy Lavine here on Sinai Stories, and it's a pleasure to speak with you, Wendy. I've known you a long, long time. This is the first kind of interview we've done. It's always been friendly, casual conversations, which this will be as well. Now, you've become one of the most frequent and reliable chanters of Torah over the years. What prompted you to get into it, to get into chanting Torah?
I came back to temple as an adult and attended Hebrew Torah regularly, but I was not participating because I had to relearn Hebrew. So at the hands of the wonderful Carmela, I learned how to read Hebrew and kept going to the classes we had that used to be called Shabbat Academy. And over the years, so that was 1989, over the years I thought, I want to know what goes on the Bima. People up there seem to be smiling and having a good time. And I saw Deborah Cooper chanting, and I said, I need to be like Deborah. And after talking with Rabbi Dolgan, we decided that I could attempt to have a bat mitzvah. So that was in February of '96. And the best part was learning with Cantor Weingart. Mm-hmm. And it was very scary and overwhelming, but I remember saying to him, I can't do this, I can't learn it, I can't sing. And he said to me, you're not singing, you're chanting. And that was it. And he said, if you do this, I'll give you another part to learn. And he gave me a part for Shavuos, the following holiday. And then he taught me Rosh Chodesh. And then he gave me a part for Yom Kippur afternoon, which I shared with Lorne Rubenstein, who talked about it. So it makes us both very nervous. We love doing it, and I love being asked to do it. And I just think the whole feeling of standing in front of the scroll and knowing that people did this 3,000 years ago and 2,000 years ago, I find it very moving. And I just work hard on concentrating on what that black letter on the white parchment looks like. And sometimes I get it, and sometimes I don't. But like Rabbi Dolgan said, what's Torah without mistakes? So,
had you ever like that in terms of, let's say, speaking publicly or standing up in front of a group of people?
I was always very shy. In my work, I had to ultimately become a clinical teacher, and I had students. And I don't mind delivering my lecture, but it's my material, and I always had a slideshow. Mm-hmm. But standing up there, I think the best advice was from Cantor Weingart, who said, don't look up. It's just you and Torah.
What was special about Cantor Weingart? Because you speak so fondly of him.
He was just this amazing man who went through so much in his early life that a lot of us did not know about. We had a vague idea he was a survivor. He came over and he succeeded, and he his whole philosophy of life by saying what was, and it's time to move on, and that you can do this. Mm-hmm. Like that famous expression, if you can touch it, you can catch it. So if you can learn it, you can do it.
Mm-hmm. It seems to me that by doing this and going through this whole process, it also became a way for you to confront, I don't know if it's too strong a word to say a lack of self-confidence or your shyness, but it seems like it did so much for you in bringing you out.
Absolutely. I love doing it. I don't know how else to say it, but I love doing that with everything that comes with it, but knowing that he taught me and I can hear him in my ear. And it was just a very special relationship. I just absolutely loved the times he was teaching me. And yes, it does. And I'm still shy and I'm still not so outgoing, but when I'm chanting, I'm fine. Like you just go with the words and that's it, even if you make mistakes.
So you learn that you don't have to be perfect either, which is a good lesson to apply to life outside Temple Sinai as well.
Absolutely the best lesson. So that's why I said you just keep going back and just keep trying again.
And you picked a portion, I think, that had a personal relevance in a sense in terms of the kind of things you're describing.
Right. So meeting with Rabbi Dolgan, we had an idea of the date. I did it around my 43rd birthday. So I had a few weeks to choose from. And when we were reading together, I chose the part about the Israelites waiting for Moses who went up the mountain. And there was fear and trembling. And I thought, this is perfect because that's how I feel. And that's how it turned out. And it's a part I love to do every year. I'm very attached to it.
Hmm. So the Temple Sinai obviously has become, a big part of your life. The community, the chanting, the people you meet. It's gone from being something to which you were a member as a child, and now it seems like such a major part of your life.
Huge, huge. And I'm now so grateful for what everybody's doing to try and keep us connected. I mean, I miss going. The joke was I had to take 2 buses and a subway to get there early in the morning for morning minion, but I never minded that. So I miss all of that, and I miss seeing people, but the work that clergy and temple have been doing to keep us together, it's phenomenal.
Imagine that there's an adult out there, a member of Temple Sinai of whatever age, and in this particular time of being more or less locked down, they're looking for a way to connect with Temple Sinai. What would you recommend to them in terms of what you've learned about being connected?
I think attending at morning minions at 8:30 has been terrific. There've been some changes over the time to make it kind of feel like a morning minion service, and I appreciate that. And there've been Shabbat services are very moving. Though I have to say, when I see the background of the sanctuary and the chairs are empty, it kind of makes me have pangs for when we're actually there in person. So I think attending, first of all, and I think participating, learning Hebrew with Carmela, you can't beat that experience ever. And I think finding something that moves you. So this moves me. I know that other people have seen me do it, and they said that they wanted to try. I know that Cantor's having a trope class. I have to say also about Cantor Weingart, he didn't teach trope. He made cassettes. So I have in my basement a carton full of white temple envelopes with photocopied portions and cassettes, because that's how he taught.
Mm-hmm. We speak of going into the sanctuary at Temple Sinai. That's the word we use for going into the physical space. But you're proving that Temple Sinai can be a sanctuary in so many other ways as well. I mean, when you look at what you've done and what you've accomplished, it's such a wonderful word, isn't it? Sanctuary.
Very much. It's wherever we're carrying our little portable devices with us.
Well, Wendy, I think you're going to be an inspiration to all your story. And it just, I see this smile on your face and what it's done for you. Thanks very much for joining us here on another Sinai Stories. It's wonderful talking to you.
Thanks for asking. Take care, Lorne.
You bet. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.
In shul, we hope. Bye-bye.
We hope. Bye.